YouTube. I know I don't have any viewers, and this really reaches out to no one, but I need to vent about this. This really bothers me. I've been handed these papers. Everybody in the UK has. It's the census information. I'm very concerned for all of us about what the census information is really about, because I don't appreciate being threatened to provide information to the government about stuff that they should already have. So, for instance, first of all, if you don't fill it out, you could face a £1,000 fine, because this information is so important that they have it. Well, the next threat is that if you provide false information, that you are going to be held accountable for that and also get in huge trouble, and that could be, court and so forth. But if you provide them false information, you're in trouble. So here's my question. If they know the information is false, then they have the information already. Why are we doing this? Why are we paying nearly £5 million to train to train enforcement officers to come to people's houses and make sure this gets done? £5 million nearly, it's over 4.5 million or so, goes into paying people to process this information, goes into posting this information to everybody's house, goes into producing the leaflets, and nearly £2 million goes to the contractor that the UK government contracted with to carry out this operation. I'm a bit baffled you need a contractor to carry out information gathering on information you already have. So I thought, who would you pay to do that? Who are we paying this £2 million towards? Well, 1.5 million, whatever it is. And it happens to be the second largest arms dealer in the world, Lockheed Martin. Now, why are we paying an arms dealer to collect information? Well, the government has this information. Obviously, they can reference if you put something wrong. But the government is prevented from collecting personal data on you and I. And it's illegal and an invasion of privacy to compile certain things. I'm not really sure why, and it's, privacy thing. Fine. So, if they're prevented from doing this, how are they doing it? They're doing it by having somebody else from outside of the country compile the information for them. That is why you would pay a third person to do something like that. Because as it turns out, you're not allowed to compile information like that on your own citizens, but you can on any other country that you wish to, because you're not bound by any laws. So the government is paying a US arms dealer to compile this information for them because they're allowed and the government isn't. And the scary thing is it goes both ways, because vice versa, the census done in the US is similarly contracted out to a foreign country, probably us. So in looking at all of this, looking at why it's so important that they have to spend so much money to get this information that they already have, I'm just thinking how silly and futile this is. I thought, well, what is the official line? The official line is that this information is used to determine how much money gets pumped into communities for bus stops, for whatever. I don't know what they would use it for. But basically, the official line is, it lets them know how much to budget for different communities and different needs in communities. So I'm wondering, nearly £5 million, why is that money not just be already budgeted out to whoever needs it? Like, why do we seriously need to do this? That is such a huge waste. So I'm having a really hard time with this. A lot of people are boycotting it. A lot of people are saying I am not being a part of something that spends £2 million on an arms dealer that basically manufactures the large majority of arms and wars and so forth all around the world. I'm generally a pacifist. I don't believe in having these big violent conflicts. I think most of them are political or about money and are less about the issues that you think that they are, like we're going to invade Afghanistan because they're having problems with their human rights or whatever. There are other ways to do that without invading and having wars and killing people. So if anybody sees this video and wants to make a comment or help me understand more clearly, I don't understand it. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. I really don't want to send off this information because in principle I'm against what this means. But, you know, am I one of the people that's willing to do what it takes to say this is wrong? Because millions of people have already. Millions of people this year are going to do exactly the same thing and actually just send these back where they came from, make them pay the postage and say, we're not having any part of it. The implication here is huge. It has also been inferred that this may be the last census that's done because possibly people are starting to twig on about the inconsistencies and getting an uncomfortable feeling from what's all being held from us. I'd like to know what this is really about, because what it looks like it's really about is alarming. So, I don't even know what to say. This kind of blows my mind. Anyhow, that's it. That's me done venting. Now my family doesn't have to hear it. If anyone out there looks at this, what are you going to do with yours?